Orange County, California. It is no surprise that so many people want to live here. It is without question one of the most spectacular places in the world to work, play, raise a family, and enjoy the good life. But buying a home is one of the most important financial decisions you will ever make, and purchasing a home in Orange County is no easy task. We have a surprisingly diverse housing stock here that runs the spectrum in architectural style and price. As such, it pays to have the services of an experienced realtor who knows the neighborhoods and what is available on the market to help you find a home you can afford that fulfills your desires. And once you find that home, it is essential to have a professional on your side to represent you in negotiations and act as your advisor through the process. But how do you find the right realtor? BizzyBee Loans wants to help. As a service to the visitors to its blog, BizzyBee Loans will be conducting interviews of the top real estate professionals in Orange County. It is our hope that by viewing the videos of these interviews, you will be able to decide for yourself who you would like to retain as a realtor to assist you through the process of buying or selling a home in Orange County. Our first set of interviews will be of the members of one of the most successful real estate teams in the industry, the highly regarded Herman Scarcelli Real Estate Group of Keller Williams Realty. This team consists of Len Herman, Scott White, and James Scarcelli. Today, we will be having a conversation with James Scarcelli, who can be reached at area code 949-413-3380. And now your host, Fred Ashley. Hello, I'm Fred Ashley, the president of BizzyBee Loans. I'm here today with Mr. James Scarcelli. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Fred. How you doing?
Very fine. James, I selected you and the members of your group for my first series of interviews because you're so highly regarded as professionals individually and as a group. Could you tell me a little bit about your background and where you grew up, affiliation with Orange County?
Sure. I'm originally from Niagara Falls, New York, and a big Yankee fan, in case anybody's a baseball fan out there. Came out to San Diego to go to law school at Thomas Jefferson Law School in San Diego, California. And was in San Diego the first 15 years I was here, and then moved to Orange County for the last 16 years. Married to my wife, Michelle, financial advisor at Merrill Lynch, and I have two beautiful children, Isabella, 4, and Gianna, 2.
I've seen the pictures of them. They're beautiful children.
Thank you.
Before we get into your background professionally, where do you see the market in Orange County?
Well, it's interesting because actually we get asked that on a regular basis. And it's really, I think the answer is, what is the opportunity the market has right now? And there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of people, and there's a lot of opportunities to get out of bad situations for a lot of people. The bottom line is right now is we have a very low inventory of homes compared to the buyers that are out there. And there's actually more buyers than sellers at the moment. The only obstacle that we've been seeing is the financing is a little bit strict. And to get the financing, if you're in a position where you can get the financing and take advantage of the very low rates, which you're going to, I'm sure, expand upon, and the low pricing right now, it's a great time to get into the market because we basically have not built new homes in the last 5 years, and we are going fast and rapidly into a housing shortage, especially in Southern California. And you'll see that shortly.
Well, could you tell me a little bit about your thoughts as to what makes for a successful realtor?
Well, the reason I got into being a realtor, a real estate broker, is I felt that I could offer more than what I was seeing out in the market. Because of my law background, I understand contracts and the process of negotiating contracts. I was also 30 years in the auto industry as a running dealerships, part owner, and have a lot of sales and negotiating background to bring to the table. And I think that is one of the key things. But more importantly than that is the fact of communicating with your clients and making sure they understand that you're in it for them and that you're on their side in presenting and getting the best possible deal that they can get in the biggest transaction probably of their life.
Yeah, that the trust and commitment are definitely important in your field as well as others. Well, let's back up a little bit and talk about what you do for a buyer. When you have a buyer that comes to you that's interested in looking for properties, what is the process that you pursue with them?
Well, again, the first step is to spend about an hour and a half consultation time with them and their spouse or significant other and find out exactly what they're looking for. And when I say exactly what they're looking for, we try to have them visualize and paint us a picture of what their perfect home would be, where that would be, what amenities they're looking for, whether it be a pool, whether it be the schools in the area, whether it be a view, how many bedrooms, etc., just so we can get an idea of exactly what they're looking for. And at that point, we start going to work. And we try to formalize a criteria list. We will find out where we can find those homes. But before we even start that process, we want to make sure they're pre-approved for a loan. The pre-approval thing is something clients, well, of course I'm pre-approved, but the financing has changed drastically. It's very important to know what you qualify for, what programs you qualify for. There's a lot of programs out there that is beneficial to the buyers right now. And it's important that they know that. So we have to start at that process. While they're doing that, and by the way, that doesn't cost anything, and it's pretty painless, as you know. It's usually a 40 minute to an hour starting, and they will get a pre-approval letter.
Right.
While they're doing that, we start the process of starting an email campaign drip to them, which will give them the homes that are on the market and their criteria and the area that they're looking for and what they've described to us. At that point, they'll start going through the process and looking at the pictures and the marketing of those homes. And we ask them to drive that neighborhood, start to get a feel for the neighborhood, go there in the mornings, go there at night, go see if there's children playing in the street, if the sunset is where they want it, if the lighting is correct. A lot of homes are dark, some are light, and it's very important that they know what they want. At that point, we start making appointments to look at homes in general. And we will find as close as to what they're looking for, so they're not wasting a lot of time. And by the way, this service is free because the seller pays for all this.
Oh,
so it's
good.
not something that the buyer is paying anything for, but they're getting a professional service, knowledge of the area, and then also negotiating skills that go with that.
And then once you get into the negotiation, you've made the offer on the property. What kind of rights do the individuals have at that point?
Well, that's something that I always like to cover, and that's part of our consultation in the beginning. Once you find a house you like and you really like it, I mean, you make an offer as fast as you can because you want other people to stop looking at that house. Now, that doesn't mean you're locked into the house. I mean, you want to have a good faith that, you like the house and you want to get this house if possible. But you have 17 days to lock in your financing, get the home inspected, get the termites report, and find out what exactly is right or wrong with the home. Within that 17 days, you can back out for any reason. The home inspection, I would never advise someone to buy a home without a home inspection. But the home inspectors are trained to find things wrong with the home. So they're going to find as many things wrong with the home as possible. But usually they're minor things, and they're things that is, daily wear and tear and things that have to be replaced anyhow. You do not want to, again, buy a home without an inspection because there might be something major. And at that point, you want to back out of the deal probably.
But oftentimes, after there have been disclosures, discovery, and inspections, you can have negotiations between the buyer and seller as to who pays what.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's usually a request for repairs. And at that point, you request certain things to be repaired. And again, the thing is, you want to make sure that you're negotiating properly, because once you open up that can of worms, you might have to renegotiate the price again. So you want to make sure that whoever's negotiating is skilled at negotiating.
Then you mentioned that you act as a concierge. I presume you were talking about helping people get through the process from offer to closure. Is that right?
Yes, we want to make sure that you understand the process, first of all. And then second of all, your realtor should be your concierge to everything you need. Electrician, plumber, any possible occupation that you need touch with. We like to become your real source of all those things. And the professional realtor will have access to all those occupations.
Now, what happens after you've represented a buyer, represented a seller? Do you maintain contact with them?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the most satisfying things about our business, is that we get personal relationships with our clients, hopefully. And we get invited to anniversaries, birthdays. We see children grow up. We see goals achieved. It's really touching, some of the things that happen in our line of work because of that. And we're working through our friends and referrals. So, if we're not servicing our clients and not having that personal touch, you're probably not going to be in business too long.
Well, I can see why you're very well regarded in the industry.
Well, thank you.
James, we're going to talk about some of your listings that cover a range of prices in some accompanying videos. I hope you all come back to see those videos with us. This has been Fred Ashley. I want to say goodbye to you, and thank you very much, James.
Thank you very much.
This has been a production of BizzyBee Loans in collaboration with the Herman Scarcelli Real Estate Group of Keller Williams Realty. Take the first step towards owning your new home in Orange County. Call BizzyBee Loans at area code 877-962-4999 to get pre-qualified for a loan today. Goodbye, and come back to watch our future videos.